Mic check, mic check. What's kicking, family? I'm glad you've clicked in so I can check in with you. All right, conference championship weekend coming up. NFC matchups: New Orleans Saints versus the Minnesota Vikings. AFC matchups: the Indianapolis Colts versus the New York Jets. Now, the Saints-Vikings is going to be an interesting one. Those are virtually the 1 or 2 seeds for the NFC, virtually for the whole season, and I believe come into playoffs. This is the deepest that the Saints have ever gone in the playoffs. Now, the Vikings have been in this situation before. I believe it was either 96 or 98. They went 15-1 or something to that effect, and then lost in the playoffs en route to going to the Super Bowl. Can that happen to the Saints in that similar fashion? Yes, it's possible. Let's see what's going to happen between these two teams. I'm going to be checking out to see what my man Desi 2545. He's found from California, big time, huge Saints fan. This guy, he's behind his team 100%. I mean, to the nines. He's always posting a video about it. Then there's my man Speed Freak 1087. I like his stuff that he puts up there, but I'll also be looking at a couple of other Viking fans here in the on the internet, and what you see in the TTC are those that are dedicated. There are some teams whose fan bases are pretty much plugged into posting videos, but that is for postseason. What I'm going to be looking at is the Saints and Vikings TTC. I'll also be looking for the Jets and Colts TTC to see what they had to say. But getting back to the Saints Vikings, that's a good contest. That is a good contest. I'm not sure who to pick in this one, but I think I'm going to go with the Vikings due to the fact that Brett Favre has playoff experience. I believe he's won a Super Bowl inside that same building when he did win his. He's got a little bit more experience. He should be able to handle the crowd noise. The Vikings will have a ground game that the Saints were going to have to take notice of, and they're going to have to respect. I don't believe they have been tested yet as far as the ground attack, their defense versus the offense's ground attack. So that's something I got to look at. This contest is very tight. I like the Vikings due to the fact the experience so far. Breeze is no joke. Let's see how far Breeze can go. The team is on fire. They are really fired up, and they're really amped up to get to the next level. Will they be able to do that? Let's see how their offensive line holds up against the Vikings defensive line over there with Robinson and Allen doing their thing. So far, the Vikings have been able to play pretty decently on defense, even though they had lost their middle linebacker and defensive caller, and being in the middle linebacker was E.J. Henderson. The Vikings have still been able to maintain a nice level of defensive integrity, even with the loss of Henderson. So let's see how that plays out. Let's see how the defensive secondary for the Minnesota Vikings are going to match up against Breeze and his Breeze and his offensive weapons they don't have to throw at, which means that they're going to have to be very imperative to worry about Reggie Bush, because either running or catching the ball coming out of the backfield is going to be problems. So in the Saints versus the Vikings, I'm taking the Vikings. Now, the Indianapolis Colts versus the New York Jets. Now, the New York Jets, I look at it like this, they come to play you for real. I mean, the sports prognosticators and the professional pundits had said, look, no way the Jets would have won. The Colts would have been undefeated. They was 15-10 at the time when they sat down their regulars. Blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. But as you and I know, that's why they play the game. All this swaminess talking about, this, that, and the other, the score was this. You got to play it until you see all zeros, and when the fat lady sings, it's over. So, with that being said, yes, in that previous contest, the Colts were beating the Jets. I don't know if it is an actual factual that Peyton Manning would have won that game because he didn't stay in it and didn't finish it out. So guess what? Whoever's on the field got to play. You got to play, whether it's third string, second string, or Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, you name it. Kids from the kindergarten class, whoever's out there puts that helmet on, you got to play. End of story. So, with those saying that the Jets got a break, look, the Jets beat the Colts that day, then they beat the Bengals 2 times in a row, and here they are. All right? Here they are. So, they didn't back into the playoffs. They won their games to get here. So, whatever gift they got, that is a gimme. That's what happens in this game. You get all sorts of breaks. Like the Jets, for instance. That one year they were on a roll with Bill Parcells. Testaverde blows the Achilles, and that's it. Out the window. Those are the kind of things that can happen. All right, now in this contest, Colts versus the Jets, man, I'm drinking the jet fuel by the gallon. Rex Ryan has this team so amped, so geeked, they will run through brick walls, steel walls, you name it. They'll run through anything for the coach because he has them believing in themselves, and they've been able to execute the game plan and make it work, make it happen. Now, this is going to be a tall order due to the fact that they're playing Peyton Manning, the 4-time league MVP, in the Lucas Oil Stadium to go 60 minutes to go to the Super Bowl. What more can you ask for? So all I want is the Jets to play competitive, stay close, and possibly win. If Peyton Manning goes up by 2 scores, by the time second quarter's around or close to the end of the half, it's going to be a long day. But, you know, that's Peyton Manning. It's supposed to be that way. Understand what I'm saying? It's supposed to be that way. They are favored. And I'm going with the underdog. I'm going with the New York Jets. I'm drinking the jet fuel. I believe they'll have a good game plan. If they stay close like how they did with San Diego, you'll have a puncher's chance. Let's see. Now, we all know Indianapolis doesn't really have a ground game. They're not going to fool anybody trying to attempt a ground game. So they'll be passing all there'll be screens, dump offs, whatnot, in order to get into the running back's hands. And that'll be kind of like their running game because the short screen slants, outs, and stuff like that to the running back. Oh, excuse me. To the running backs and the such would be equivalent to what you would call a running game. Now, he's going to spray that ball all over the place, which is going to be crazy. And hopefully their defensive secondary will be able to stay with their men long enough that the offensive line will be able to at least pressure Peyton Manning. But damn, that's a tall order. The guy isn't 4-time MVP for nothing. But in any event, let me close out by saying this. It's a tall order for the Jets. Stay close by halftime. You'll have a puncher's chance. Minnesota Vikings, I'm going with them. The experience with Brett Favre, and he's going to have that team amped. I don't think that the Saints, making it this far into the playoffs, will be able to get any further than this. I could be wrong. We'll see what happens. But this is Mr. Batch. I'm out of here like I stole something. Peace.